People think we're younger than we are, but they're gonna find out how old we are now.
I'm still young.
You reckon?
My Korean husband.
Hey guys, I'm Nicola.
I'm Mr. Guan.
Or from the My Korean Husband blog, and today we are going to do the 90s music experience.
90s, yeah.
Which is something that we just made up.
Yes.
So it's going to be like 90s compared to now, plus Korea versus Australia. So we're going to answer some questions about our 90s music experience. I'm sure there's some of our audience that can't remember the 90s at all. Okay, so the first question is, who was your favourite band in the 90s?
h.o.t.
Okay, so this was a boy band, right?
Yes.
Was it, so it was okay in Korea for guys to be really into boy bands?
Yes.
Ah.
They were so popular. They were like EXO now.
Wow,
They were
like Big
so
Bang
popular.
now.
Yes, Big Bang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because in Australia, not that many guys were really into boy bands, like Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. So my favourite band from the 90s was Hanson.
What are Backstreet Boys?
No.
Everybody.
Hanson. I was very, very into Hanson. So Hanson debuted around 1997, and that's the same time that h.o.t.
I think around that time. I don't really remember now.
Okay, so who was your favourite member in h.o.t. then?
Jang Ho-hyuk, he is really good dancer.
Ah, so my favourite was Taylor Hanson, and I really loved him, but not anymore. Hanson is still around doing stuff, like they're still touring and still making music. I'm just not as interested.
h.o.t. is still doing, but not in. It's just like individual, not as a group.
Individual careers.
Yes.
So next question is, how did you get your music information?
On TV,
Mm-hmm.
and I just bought the magazines
Mm-hmm.
and
We got radio.
the radio. Yeah, radio.
I feel like I got a lot of my information from the magazines and the radio. It's so different from today. Today the information is on the internet there.
Yeah, just
The internet
back
was
then.
very young at that stage, and there was a site called Hanson Line, and you could go on and you could get some news, but it wasn't like now where you know every single thing that
Yeah.
Idol is doing. It was like maybe an update once a week, and so we used to wait every month for the magazines like Smash Hits, TV Hits, those type of music magazines, and you get the posters and everything.
Yes.
And so I would go to the news agency. I spent so much money on these magazines because this was the only source to get the information about what Hanson would be doing. And you have to listen to the stupid music, the radio shows.
Yeah, and you need to wait until.
Yeah, wait until they'll say, we have an announcement about Hanson coming up. And then you wait 2 hours just to hear that announcement that, oh, they're going to do a show here or something like that. Oh, man, that sucked. Next question is, how did you see new music videos? So maybe we should say what people do today. If you want to see the new music video, you can see it the second it is released on YouTube.
On YouTube, very easy.
Like that. So what did we have to do in the 90s? What did you do in Korea when you wanted to see the new music video that was coming out?
I need to wait until it's on TV.
Was there a certain music TV show that you watched?
I think MTV.
And you had to have the VCR, the tape ready.
Yeah, of course. I always record. I had this much full of h.o.t. doing
Tapes.
something. Yeah, on TV show and performing and acting and everything I had.
Okay, so what I had to do, if I knew there was a new Hanson video being released and you weren't sure of the actual exact date, you knew it sort of, you know, in these weeks it was coming out soon. So every Saturday morning I would have to get up early, and there would be Rage and there would be Video Hits on two different networks. So I would have the VCR ready and record, and I would watch the TV for 3 or 4 hours, flicking between the two stations because it could be on either one. It could be shown on Rage, new video could be on Rage, or it could be on Video Hits. So you had to flick constantly through, and then as soon as you saw it, record.
Yes.
So you could see it, because that's the only way you can see it again is if you've recorded, otherwise you have to wait another week. And then you could trade videos with other people at school that were into the same bands as you. I just can't believe we did that back then. That so much time into liking a group, and if you actually wanted to see the video clips.
And also we record the radio station.
Yes, on cassette tapes.
Yes, cassette tape.
And trade them as well.
Yes.
So sometimes, instead of listening to music, like if I was traveling and I had my Walkman, I'd listen to radio interviews as well. And you would listen to them and you'd memorize what the band said. Like these days, I mean, you can watch a ton of interviews, a ton of things, and unless somebody GIFs it, you don't. You know how GIF, like on Tumblr, unless somebody does that, you don't necessarily remember everything that somebody says. But back then, I knew everything that they had said.
Yeah.
The next question is about magazines as well. Did you buy magazines for posters?
Yes, I did.
Yeah?
Yeah, so my room, my room was all full
So this room that we're in now,
yeah, full of
h.o.t. posters.
Yeah. I'm a man, but I didn't like the h.o.t.
So even though you're a guy and you're a straight guy,
yeah,
you had the posters everywhere.
Yeah, because I want to be like them, and
so it's like inspirational.
Yeah, wow, that's so cool. Because h.o.t. Some of members had really hard time. So when I see them, I can be like them. Wow.
Do you want to thank h.o.t. now? Say thank you guys.
Thank you guys. Thanks so much.
Okay, so for me, I had Hanson on my walls because I was in love with them. So I had posters everywhere. I even had them on the roof, which would fall down sometimes.
Crazy.
Like these days, I mean, I have these GD posters because they were free, right? They were giving them away. Back then, I would spend all this money on the magazines to get those posters because you can't get those photos anywhere else.
No.
You can't get them on the internet like that. So you have to buy the magazine. And
I had the album.
The photos and
yes.
Yeah. And it was distressing if you accidentally tore a poster or they fell down or it ripped or you ruined it somehow. Couldn't just easily get another photo. Okay, next question is, did you make mixtapes?
No, I
You didn't. So you never did that for a girl that you liked or a friend where you'd be like, these are some really cool songs and I put them together in a really cool order and then I put them and copied off the CD and onto the cassette tape and then I hand wrote the little thing on the cassette tape thing?
I did with other bands as well, not only h.o.t. But I didn't really make h.o.t.
But you did other ones?
Yeah, I did other ones, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I can't find these songs from other cassette shop, so I need to record every music which I like from the radio, and I just share with my friends.
So sometimes you have to just record off the radio as well. And the worst thing when you're recording off the radio back then is if they start the song late because the DJ's talking over it, or the DJ comes in towards the end and fades it out, starts talking. Why? Why would you do that?
So annoying.
You want the song, the perfect song on your cassette tape because you're making a mixtape for somebody or for yourself.
They ruined. So bad.
So annoying. So back then, what did you use the internet for?
For chatting.
Yeah.
With people. And
what was the service in Korea for chatting
with people? Big company called Hi-Tech, Chalian, Naonuri maybe. I use Chalian, and I just download some photos, pictures, and
photos.
Yeah, some music.
Yeah.
And chatting with the people.
It's very, very slow.
Yeah, very slow.
Yes.
So if someone calls us, then you know,
someone calls you on the internet and the internet drops out.
And then need to call them back, and yeah, it's so annoying. And one time, I think it was first month, our phone bill was over $1,000.
Yeah.
In 90s.
I had some. The worst thing was your parents getting the bill, and you know you've spent a lot of time on the internet, and it's just this, what is this? And my family had this rule that you couldn't use the internet on a Sunday. And then there'd be times like, I mean, I got into the internet very early on, before a lot of other people my age. I would use like AOL and MSN chatting to people, and on some different forums, and yeah, I can't even remember now. I think I was on the Hanson Line it was then, forums as well. But I remember my dad would be like, "Why are you on the internet? You were on the internet yesterday." You know, like this thing of like,
So you
why
don't
why
today? What are you doing?
Now my father is on the internet for hours every day, on
every
YouTube, on car forums. Like now it's such a normal thing, but back then it was so difficult, especially for the older generation, to sort of get used to this idea. And what I used the internet back then, I used it for chatting to people and getting a little bit of information. So I think by 1999, using it more than, I think 2000, I was using it like quite a lot. But back then, it was a big deal if there were new photos of the band or whatever.
Yes.
Okay, so now everybody's on Tumblr. You're seeing the airport photos of your idols and that. Like everything they're doing, it's on Tumblr, it's on the blogs, bang, 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 like this. Okay. Back then, if I wanted to see new photos of Hanson, they would be released officially and you would go to that page, and because the internet was so slow, you had to choose which one you wanted to see. Like, you probably didn't have fast enough internet. So I'd always, Taylor was my favorite, so I would click on that photo. I wanted to see the new photo of him that they've officially released. And then you have to wait for the photo to load.
Do,
Doom,
do,
doom,
do,
doom,
do.
doom, doom. So it'd be quite a while to look at one photo, and now compare that to now where you're on Tumblr and it's like vroom, 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 vroom. Younger generation, you don't know how good you have it. I wasted so much time as a teenager.
You guys are really lucky, but if I had that nice internet back then, I think I was really spoiled.
So we're really talking about the sort of second half of the 90s, aren't we?
Yes.
So if there's people out there that were teenagers more in the first half of the 90s, yeah, let us know what it was like for you. I think there is such a difference from sort of our generation to the younger generation, whereas from our parents' generation, not really that big of a gap. They went and bought records, they listened to the radio, they waited for the TV shows to see, you know, musicians, they lined up to get tickets the same sort of way. It wasn't a big difference with liking music and being fans and that type of thing. But now, just in the past decade, it has changed dramatically. It is so different, so much easier.
So good.
Yes. Okay, so that was our 90s music experience, Korea versus Australia. I think our experiences are mostly the same.
Same.
I think they were very, very similar, which is really interesting because we have so many other cultural differences. So I'm putting these questions down in the box thing, so you can make your own video, you can answer them in the comments. There's going to be some people like, I was born 1999. Yeah, we're really old, okay? People think we're like 25. We're not 25.
Who thinks?
Sometimes people in the comments are like, I thought you guys were 25. We are old people.
No,
And then there's
25.
and then there's people that are gonna be like 50 that are like, you're not old, I'm old. Ow. It's all a big competition.
Yeah. If you like this video,
You can thumbs it up and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. We make lots of videos about lots of stuff, and follow us on the social media and go over to the blog and see the comics about our life. And please tell us your 90s music experiences.
tell us.
Okay, we'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Everybody. Yeah.
Bop, bop. Ow!
h.o.t.
Can you do the candy dance?
단지 널 사랑해 네 옆에 있을게 이렇게 약속을 하게 서저 하늘을 바라다 보며